I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour, the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigar, spirits, and stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt Fox.
I am Matt Fox.
No, you're not. You're
No,
August
I'm not.
Kitchland.
I'm August. How you guys doing?
Doing good. It's been a hot second.
I missed you in the May for the Toasted.
Yeah.
Tiger
That
tickets.
was
my
we
first-
did a little
Was it worth it?
Yes.
toasted.
Right.
That was
Yes.
a gorgeous Tiger
It was
game. I was
it
a
was a
little jealous.
Perfect
that,
weather,
yeah.
perfect everything. Yeah.
We're having a very nice spring. It's warm enough. It's almost summer-esque, but cooling down at night so you can actually sleep. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. I was a little jealous of the Tiger. I'm going to make sure I hit a couple this year. A little sports ball.
How many sleeps you got now? How many sleeps till you're done?
How many, Jamie?
Four.
Four.
We're done on Friday with school
we
for
only
the
get
year.
like 10 days, 12 days of working in the same city at the same time
I know,
until next year.
Yeah. I never.
Congratulations,
I never-
August, on your new.
Yes, congratulations.
yes.
Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
party,
Thank you.
pal.
Cheers. Yeah, welcome
Cheers.
to beautiful Fraser, Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new spot, the
New
new
spot.
post, if you
The
will.
new post, right?
That's
Yes.
good stuff. I'm
Yeah,
proud. I'm proud of you.
I got a
man.
good squad over there, and the beauty is they came to me, so
Mhm.
it's kind of great.
Yeah.
It makes you kind of helps rebuild that confidence. You know,
Just walk in like,
what could go
remember-
wrong?
You
Yeah.
you came to me, so recognize the skills.
Yeah, recognize.
yeah, I'm not going to use that tone.
Fair play. But so we're in the Man Cave parlor of the Podcast Your Voice studios. I
Yeah.
love the addition of the bar. I'm having so much fun with this. I'm here I got to set up different toys to record in the parlor.
The only thing that's weird is like us tall guys have to actually hold the microphones. Well,
Yeah.
Matt can just stand there.
He's
and it
got-
goes
he's
right
got
up-
the
it's right at
lean.
right
He's got
level.
the-
He's got right perfect.
He's got
for
the
him.
lean going.
I don't get that casualness, you know.
Haters are gonna hate.
Hey,
so,
podcast watchers.
Hey there.
Hey,
I was gonna get some
Looking at you.
stools for this. I was gonna get a couple
there you go.
stools.
Some
But there's
stools.
a nice glass rail back here too, so we'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
No, I'm thoroughly enjoying
loving the bar.
I am thoroughly enjoying this bar, this setup.
and the
Just-
bar, we have our glassware sponsor, the Firebird Tavern. We're,
Thank you, guys.
the glass is lined up.
It's with Owen yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Having
Have
some
fun stuff
post-Grand Prix
happening
drinks.
downtown, and then we have an array of shenanigans. August walks in, he goes, "What the hell are we gonna do with all of that?"
I'm like, you can only see my head because I'm hidden behind the array.
You can barely, yeah. You're just
And if we're doing something that has more than 2 ingredients in it,
I
we
usually
probably talk
complain.
to somebody else.
as a bartender, I usually
Yes.
complain, but
Yes. So sometimes we have our friends with the delivery box. We have a whole bunch of ingredients. And the other time we end up with a lot of ingredients is when we end up talking to another one of our good friends.
Yes.
Sarah from A Flavor Journal. And I was like, we haven't talked to Sarah in forever.
I have missed our
let's,
conversations.
let's
yes.
talk
I'm
to,
hitting these
let's
buttons
talk to
incorrectly.
Sarah.
Apparently, this one or this
The
one.
Little two-faced one.
This one.
That one.
Across the...
There you
There
go.
we go.
Hi,
Hey,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Technology challenge at the new bar here.
Yeah.
Usually not the button guy. It's usually
So,
Jamie's job.
But they put me in the middle, so I'm like, all right.
Well, that's where you belong.
It'll work. But Sarah, welcome back to the Man Cave.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. It's been a while.
Yeah, so we got I'm digging the hell out of this bar. You got to make it to Michigan one day and have some cocktails with us with our swanky mid-century bar here.
It looks awesome.
Now it's funny because I was kind of snooping on the Flavor Journal website,
As one does.
and because I was looking for like a cocktail to do, and I'm like, well, hell, let's just have Sarah on and
Why
do
do
it
it
with us.
ourselves if someone else can tell us what
Yeah.
to do?
And so I rang you up, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, I was looking at the paper plane, and you said about the paper plane that it was absolutely one of your favorite cocktails.
It's totally one of my favorite cocktails. Yeah.
What makes it one of your favorite cocktails, Sarah?
I like that there's a lot of different components to go into this, and they all bring something interesting to the cocktail. And I like equal part cocktails because it's just easier for me in general. So it's like, I'm lazy and I'm just going to throw all these.
And I like the cocktails with the minimum mixer. Like you're mixing it with other booze. And that's how you're. That's
And
down.
it's very boozy, so that's always
Yeah.
a plus, right?
It's always a plus.
So if anyone's if anyone's listened to previous episodes, when we start doing our mixes, it's always me going, okay, how much and how
But there's
how
three of
many
us.
ounces in a
And
quart?
there's 3 of us, and how do I? What's 3 times 2 ounces?
So you're like, what? It's my impression there would be no math. But yeah, so Sarah, we're going to get to the paper plane in just a minute, and you can walk us through the recipe and what you know about the paper plane. But like I said, as I was snooping around the Flavor Journal, a Flavor Journal website, it seemed like it had been revamped. It seemed like it's got a fresher look to it. So have you done some freshening up? Is there some new looks on the website?
Yes, I actually hired a girl, I'm going to say a year and a half ago. And she was just like a custom web designer, but she was really well versed in the whole like Google page speeds and all the stuff that goes along with kind of running a website,
Sure.
all the fun stuff. But she was awesome. And she just totally revamped the whole website and gave it just a refresh. It was much needed. So
It looks good. It's very friendly. So the Flavor Journal, we look at the cocktails generally when we're looking at it, but what else, what are people going to find when they come to a Flavor Journal?
So I do primarily small batch recipes. It's just my husband and I, and we're really bad with leftovers, just for whatever reason. So I like to make things that are like 2 to 3 servings. So you can eat it all in one night if you're really hungry, but like you're not going to be stuck with a ton of stuff in the fridge for a week at a time. So cocktails, small batch recipes. I like to do sometimes like a date night kind of oriented thing, like a lot of risotto recipes is kind of my jam. But yeah, just recipes for 2 to 3 people.
All right. Yeah. And again, we just, like I said, I steal cocktail recipes there from there. I want to do something fun, and I check out the Flavor Journal and find something fun. So thanks for providing that for us. And so I found the paper plane, and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. And it's fun because there's a couple variations as well. And I don't know how deep we're going to go on the paper
All depends
plane.
on how boozy it is.
Yeah.
And from what you told me earlier, there could be at least 3 variations of what's in front of me right now.
Yeah.
So,
You got enough action there.
So,
You can variate like crazy.
but Sarah, what do you know about the paper plane? Do you know where it originates, or where did you find it?
Yes, so it's one of those like modern classics. Sam Ross, who's a bartender extraordinaire from New York City, he created the paper plane back in 2008, I'm going to say, for the Violet Hour bar in Chicago.
All right.
And I think he originally made it with Campari, and his version, like the official version, is 3/4 ounce of each component. I bumped mine up to 1 ounce each because it just feels
I don't like fractions either.
Yeah, it's
Don't like fractions.
It's unnecessary. Like it's still going to be the same thing,
No,
right?
it's
And if I'm going to make one, like might as well throw an extra ounce in there anyway.
Yeah.
So, but Sam Ross created it, and it's based on the Last Word cocktail, which is another equal parts, but it's gin, lime juice, maraschino liqueur, and green chartreuse. So he just kind of took interesting components, switched it up a bunch, and then came up with.
Jamie immediately turned to me when you said green chartreuse, as that is one of my all-time favorite spirits.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So hard to find right now.
It is hard to find. I walked into a little bar in Rochester Hills, Michigan the other day, and they had it. I'm like, I probably shouldn't be drinking this on a weeknight, but give me some chartreuse, please, because you actually have some in stock.
which bar?
Yeah.
Which bar was that?
The Eastman?
The Eastman. Okay.
Yeah,
I was there this weekend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you actually stopped at Main Street Billiards as well, if I'm not mistaken.
We did a bar
You're looking
crawl
for a
through-
24-year-old?
We did a bar crawl through this little city, Rochester Hills, near us, and there's a bar Matt used to DJ at for. God, you were there 8 years.
I was there from 2000 until 2012.
Oh, 12 years. Okay.
Yeah,
I knew it was a long stretch. And,
it was.
So I took a picture of the facade, and I'm like, oh no.
Funny story, actually.
It just blew up like a week ago.
Did it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
one of their
It was
outdoor-
a, it was a
outdoor
restaurant
heater
down the
blew up.
street there.
Yeah.
A restaurant down the street did blow up. But I was actually there about 2 months ago. And when I looked up at the rafters, my mirror ball is still hanging at Main Street Billiards. And I haven't been there in 9-10 years.
Oh my.
12 years, yeah.
All right. So to get back on track, are we
Oh,
trusting Matt to make this cocktail?
No.
No, we're gonna hand the ingredients over to you.
I knew this was coming, so I was just trying to get it there. I got all the electronics in front of me. You might have to switch spots with Matt.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
All right, let's do
we'll
that.
switch. Razzle. You could be in the middle. You could be Monkey in the middle.
Nah.
Or you're gonna go over to the end with it. All right.
Sucking it.
Just culturally inappropriate fire drill.
Okay. There's your drink.
Thank you, August.
You're welcome.
Culturally insensitive fire drill. Go.
About sucking in our guts?
No. You guys were anyway. All right. Oh, you put the ice over there. You're a good thinking man.
See,
He's a good thinking man.
that's why he's
All right,
the
so
bartender.
Sarah, it's bourbon, right? It's a bourbon-based cocktail.
It is. Yep.
But let's talk about each of the spirits here that we have, because I had to go out and buy. I went. You said you were pouring Buffalo Trace.
Isn't that one of your favorites?
I do like Buffalo Trace, and
You said a lot of times you make it with Four Roses.
Four Roses, when it comes to like mixing cocktails, I think it's an easy one too.
I trust it. I trust it. I trust it implicitly. And then this Aperol. Am I saying that right?
You are. Yep.
There are now this Aperol. This has been a thing. Like I think it was last summer, or the summer before. It became like a Miller Lite thing, and everybody was putting these a splash of this in their Miller High Life bottles.
What?
Really?
Were they not? August, am I?
Like this.
Oh, correct. Yeah. So people have been like in the summertime putting a splash of this as a float on the top of their beer, of light, some kind of light crappy beer, to maybe make it less light and less crappy. I don't know. But what is Aperol?
It's one of those like bitter Italian liqueurs, but it's not nearly as bitter as like Campari.
Okay.
This is way more sweet. It has like, it's supposed to have like rhubarb, kind of like orange notes to it. So
Just
rhubarb.
yeah, just the color on it. I would almost think it would smell like cherries.
It's very effervescent in color. It's very candy apple sweet. I don't know color, but
it looks very fireballish.
yeah.
right, yeah. It tastes better than
Lemons. We got some lemons up here. We pre-squeezed our lemon juice. We got smart. Instead of making Matt struggle during the broadcast, we pre-squeezed some lemon juice, but we had some fresh lemons. And what can you tell us about lemons?
What am I putting in?
It's a
fresh
fruit.
best.
I don't have a written recipe here, so
Oh no, we're still walking through the
okay.
through the different spirits.
okay.
And then this Amaro that you made me, that you suggested.
You made
yeah.
me.
I forced you to get that.
Nanino?
Yeah,
Nanino? Amaro Nanino?
Yep. It's delicious. It's pricey, as you now know.
Yeah.
But it's really
Yeah.
good too. And it lasts you for a while. So
No, but I call, so it's like we got, we have some of our favorite party stores. And so I call up Big Tony at the Wine Garden in St. Clair Shores. And I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, Tony, I'm looking. I found it on the line, right? I Googled
And he
it.
texts like a New Jersey gangster. That's your voice
Hey,
sounds like when
Tony.
you're texting.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, do you have this? And he's like, as a matter of fact, I do. And he goes, and it's amazing. Come and get it. And I'm like, all right. So I take your word for it, of course. But, Big Tony. And I was so glad that one of my favorites had it. So
Yeah.
I didn't check Keiko's because Tony had it. They were going to be, because I was over on that side of town. But so, yeah. So what can you tell me about the Amaro Nonino?
Amaro and I don't know how much you know about Amaros, but they're all so very different from each other. It's just a little bit more like, it has kind of a caramel note to it, and it's just very complex. And I think that it adds just a really cool note to everything else in this cocktail too. Despite its price, I feel like it's just worth it. Kind of
No, I'm not afraid of putting a good bottle on my shelf. So
yeah, no,
this one's not going to stay in the man cave suite. It's going to come home with me.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna marry that one? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
All right.
So
What was the MSRP on that Amaro?
I was right around $50, I think.
yeah.
45, 50 in that
It's
ballpark.
Weird.
worth
Like,
it.
there's some citrus, there's some herbal, there's some caramel. Like, it's just a cool, I don't know, cool
Yeah.
taste.
But Sarah, you said that it's going to last for a while. So are you're thinking maybe an ounce a drink or less than that if you were to use it in a cocktail?
Yeah, definitely. This one technically should just use 3/4 of an ounce of it, but yeah, you won't use too much of it unless you just drink it by itself, which I do a lot.
So we only have 2 ounces of lemon juice poured,
Uh-oh.
right?
I think we'll survive.
So it's supposed to be equal parts, 1-1-1. So it's right. It's 1 ounce of bourbon, 1 ounce of the Aperol, 1 ounce of the Amaro, and 1 ounce of that. So let's just make a 2, and just divide it between 3 of us. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whatever you guys say. So
That works.
So we're doing the bourbon, the Aperol, and the fancy stuff.
Yep, and then 2 so 2 ounces of each.
Okay.
Right, so it's 1 ounce each. We're gonna do 2. We're gonna share. We like to share because
I'll,
we
I'll
might
shake it up well. I'll make it work.
We're gonna and when you shake up the guys, and then because there's a couple variations that we'll dive into as well. Is there anything that we should know as we're putting it together? Is there anything we should be wary of?
No, I don't think so. I think
Should you put the bourbon in first, or should you put the other ones in first?
Too late.
You know, don't you don't want to bruise the gin. I don't know. Is there any of that kind of
bruise
business?
you.
no, I don't. It's just my own personal thing. I usually do citrus last, but I don't know if that really makes a difference. To
Okay.
I do too. I'm with you.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm so excited that we're doing this at the bar. This makes
really
me
cool.
so, I can't tell you how happy this makes me. I just
Don't scorch the milk, August.
I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to do it.
By what you put in first. Don't scorch the milk.
Okay. All right.
you did the Amaro already. It looks like.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
and the apple gives it that like bright pink color. Obviously, there's this other liqueur that I really like that's similar to Aperol, but it's made. They make it like with a natural carrot juice to give it its color.
Oh.
And it tastes delicious, but the paper plane cocktail specifically is like that bright kind of like hue. And
Okay.
it just doesn't do the same thing. So Aperol is kind of the only, unless you went the Campari route, which would make it the same color but way more bitter.
Huh.
Aperol is kind
Yeah,
of like
Campari's very bitter.
to it.
You said carrot juice.
Is there a garnish that goes with this? I didn't.
So the original one is someone took like a little tiny Post-it note and made a tiny paper plane. And I wanted to do it, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I don't know.
Well, we dropped the ball on that one. 'cause that
Yeah,
could have
I
been
should
done.
have
We had
asked that.
time.
Yeah, it's
I have
That's
lots
what we
of
like to
time
call
today
show
at work.
prep.
Come on. Ooh,
yeah.
that's a pretty color.
it is.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's really bright. It's fun. It's a good spring, summer.
Is that? Are you seeing that on the camera?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
it's really pretty. You could do a lemon twist if you want. I don't think.
So I have some lemon, like
I'm glad I didn't do 3 parts because this is perfect.
I have like little
Yeah,
lemon
that's what
wedges.
that's
like,
what I figured too.
Let me grab those.
because those are big ice cubes in there. All right, so
Hold on.
get a picture of that bad boy. That looks great. That looks wonderful. So yeah, that place that we went, Eastman, they do, and they have those little itty bitty baby clothespins,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then they clothespin like crap to the drinks, little
Yes.
froofy things.
Thank you
I gotta-
for the
I-
beat up lemon slices.
You're welcome.
It's better than nothing.
They're pre-chewed.
Yep, they are absolutely
They're-
pre-chewed.
That's what
They're,
I use to squeeze the lemons with.
squeeze the lemon.
Yeah. You got waste
All right,
not,
there it
want
is.
not, fellas.
All right.
All right.
I'm in on the paper plane. Sarah, do you have yours there?
I have mine.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, look at fancy
She's
glass.
in.
Let's
Is
look
this,
at
is this
that.
supposed to be in a footed glass? Did we fuck that up?
No, yours is perfect. No.
I don't think it changes the
I just
taste.
found this little shorty glass and I wanted to use it. So
That smells really. That's just really refreshing smelling. Gotta be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers,
Cheers,
cheers, Sarah. Cheers.
Cheers, sir. That's yummy.
Much more refreshing than I expected it to be,
That is.
considering the.
I thought the
bourbon.
Amaro was going to be overpowering.
no, I feel like the
lemon
lemon really kind of brings everything together and doesn't make it too weird.
That's hitting my back molars in a really good way. I just feel it in the back of my
That's what you said last night.
Yes, yes. Thank you, August. You were there too.
All right. Nothing
That was only
weird.
the first sip of a drink I've had. It's the first one.
Nothing weird about that.
It only gets weirder. That's great.
She didn't say it's Pride Month.
Mhm.
It's okay.
It's our month to explore. Is really what it is.
That's right.
We've decided to take a little exploration. No, I do. It's fun summer color, and
So this is an ounce of bourbon, an ounce of the Aperol, and the ounce of Amaro with a lemon, an ounce of lemon as well.
the
I mean,
Aperol is what
in-
gives it its color.
In all honesty, there's a lot
Yeah.
of lemon juice in there. Considering, like, having made cocktails for
Mm-hmm.
15 years, it is a dominant part of the cocktail.
Right, right.
Usually, don't put that much juice in there. It just you don't see that.
Am I getting the bourbon? Are you getting the bourbon?
I don't get the bourbon.
I don't get the bourbon
at all.
The citrus takes
No.
it right away,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
which I'm okay
it's,
with.
It's not. I can taste the booze, but it's not boozy.
Right.
Is not boozy, but I got the booze.
I want to know what this tastes like on its own.
Okay.
That's why I went and grabbed another shot
Oh, you
glass.
did. All right.
Fair enough. You know that it's a boozy drink, but you don't know what booze it is. If I'm being honest, if I didn't know there was bourbon in this, I wouldn't know. I'm like, what is that?
Oh, this would wreck my mom at the wedding shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because baby shower coloring, but man kick.
All right, yeah, the Amaro is 35%,
Okay.
and the Aperol
Oh, it's
is
this is very mild.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Do you know what the APV on the
It smells
It's
bitter.
around like 12, maybe.
Aperol at 12?
I don't think it's very high.
It's actually very mild.
But the Amaro is 35, so that's coming in.
70 proof, yeah.
It's not wimpy.
Right. Yeah, Aperol's 11, apparently.
I'll tell you that
Yeah,
this
now
is.
you can taste that in the cocktail. That's nice
I
stuff.
have to stop on the way home now, and
Rhubarb. You're right with the rhubarb. Rhubarb,
Yeah.
rhubarb.
I got to stop on the way home and pick up some of these items.
Yeah. I love making these. I get on a kick for the New York sour, and I do the New York sour with, but I don't do the egg white just because that freaks me out. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been doing that New York
Sarah,
sour.
where are you at? I'm just like, isn't it salmonella? Can't you die from doing that? I don't know. So is an egg white dangerous, or do you do that at all for any of your recipes?
I do, yeah, and I feel like the lemon juice in the sour kind of cuts out any of the risk of the egg white, or like a ton of risk, I guess. But as long as it's pasteurized, I think you should be okay.
Just coming out of a fresh egg.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I dated a girl who was obsessed with egg white drinks. She wanted
Really?
that foamy foam.
Oh,
you
no,
wouldn't
I
believe
just-
that.
It
Yeah,
just
loved
seems
it.
like and then
Loved it.
it just seems like a lot of work.
It really isn't. It's just
With the dry
eggs
shakers.
at a bar. That's all.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm lazy.
Honey, do we have any eggs? I want to get drunk.
I'm a little egg phobic, I guess. I don't know.
What?
So it could be a thing. It could be a thing.
I was going to say something, but I decided not to.
That's not how we do things here, Matt Fox. Obviously.
First thought, best thought. Put that back in your pocket.
No, that wasn't
Put that
appropriate.
thing away.
Yep.
All right. I like that. I will do that again at home. I will make that for friends.
Yeah.
I'll even make it for you guys. If you come over.
Even us.
Thanks, August, for making that.
Yeah, no
Thank you for
problem.
whipping that up. No, that's nice.
I can't imagine
But
what
I-
it would taste like if I had made it. So
But I like that, and
We'd
I like
still
that
be
it's
pouring
just
things in there.
even the 4 is 4 equal parts. So it's like you're not like half of this, 2 of that, 1 of that.
mhm.
So just boom, boom, boom. 1, 2.
So I see some other ingredients out here, and I'm not afraid of shaking up another drink as long as it doesn't need lemon juice.
Yeah. No. Oh, they do.
Do they all?
Oh,
They do. The other ones
If
need
you think it's too lemony, you could cut the lemon back just to try.
but we got Matt. Do you want to get the cutter?
Yeah.
And so I have another shaker. So tell me about Sarah. Tell me about the variations. Did you come up with these variations, or are these just standard variations?
These are just standard variations that are, just kind of available if you want them. But so you can do, instead of the bourbon, you can do rum instead.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
bourbon,
that's
the
what
rum.
we're-
Do we
yeah,
want to
rum.
do the rum one?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for here.
Because I bought a little baby Grand Marnier too, because I didn't have any, and I'm like, it's nice to have that on hand because some recipes call for that,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to have it for the picture. I
It is
needed a photo op, Grand Marnier photo op.
and I won that. This came from like a basket of booze I won at a charity church thing. So I don't even go to church.
I came
and I won
across
it.
this
It's really nice
someplace.
stuff.
Zaya, Zaya.
It's now on like the top shelf at Tokororo.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
Zaya rum. Have you seen that or
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Zaya? It's a 16 year. It's 16 year
It ain't
age
cheap.
rum.
It ain't cheap.
Age 16 years. Yeah. So, but it's nice. We were sipping this on the rock. Did we do it on the show, or we just did it off to the side?
We did it off to the side because we want
Okay.
to see just how we
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I have Bacardi over on the shelf in the podcast studio because it's like I have like 6 or 7, 10 different podcasts that podcast in here and come to podcast your voice, and they make their voices heard. And I have a bar just here, help yourselves. It's just there's pop, there's water, there's shenanigans, help yourself. Just to make people comfortable and at home.
And then there's a secret
I
stash
don't
in,
usually
in
leave
another
the
cabinet.
16 year out for the for the average podcaster. You got to be on the good show behind the bar to get the good stuff. But
All right. So what's the next one? We're doing what?
So yeah, it's in what's the one with rum called?
It's called a paper kamikaze.
A paper kamikaze. So again, equal parts. Instead of one bourbon, it's one rum.
Yep.
So do you want to do like 1.5, or I have 3 new glasses. I have 3 new glasses over there too.
Mine's empty, unlike yours. You lazy drinkers.
Oh man,
it happens when you talk too much, which is what we're here for. So
I was kibitzing and behaving myself, and sometimes it gets it gets to be a long night in the man cave.
Well, we've had a couple.
When you're doing
one of our I don't know what. Sir, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Kansas City.
You're in Kansas City. Okay, so we call them party stores here. Other people call them bodegas. Other people call them liquor stores. We have some good friends that are liquor store owners, and one of them, A&B Liquor, brought in 12 different barrel pick bourbons and ryes, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna try them all. And we're like, how about we pick your best 3? And it just kept going and going. And I called in sick the next day,
and they were barrel picks, so they were like super high octane because they were barrel
all,
picks.
This was 8-9 months ago. We're still talking about it.
I visit the pictures on my phone about that night fondly.
Oh, they came in. They had like rolling suitcases.
Yeah, rolling suitcases of booze.
Wow.
Matt squoze the lemon.
So let me make sure. So this is the exact same recipe, except it has the rum instead of the bourbon, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Are you doing 2-2-2?
Yep.
All right, because Matt got two more out of the lemons there.
Man, I've never seen anyone squeeze the juice out of a lemon as fast as you did. Did you use your thighs?
He did really well. Colleen's gonna be
I
pissed
am working out. Yeah.
So. I took all the lemons from home.
You go through a lot of lemons, huh?
I hope Colleen doesn't. Colleen goes through a lot of cocktails.
I was gonna say that. She's watching The View in the morning, keeping up with Hoda and shit.
That's it. She puts it in her tea and her water.
All right.
Sarah, I
and her gin and her vodka.
I really do have to say that the paper plane with the bourbon, honestly, is one of my favorites thus far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. I'm so glad you like it too. It's just fun.
And again, this is from a bartender's perspective, this is a lot of citrus juice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fair.
Which I'm okay with. I mean, I guess if I was going to make this in a big batch, I'd probably just buy a 2-liter lemonade and just dump it right in there if I was making this as a party drink,
Yeah.
Which is doable.
Easier.
Not at $50 a bottle.
I throw a classy fucking party.
I don't know.
Dive bars in Hamtramck, Michigan.
Yeah, come on, tips.
Shake it.
Tips.
Oh, there it is. Rum. So yeah, we haven't we did rum once. We did a dive into some rum once, but we haven't done a ton of rums, and that was next on our list, is to do a little venture into rums. When you make the kamikaze, is there a rum that you pick, or when you're making cocktails in general, is there a rum you go to?
I feel like there's.
Is it
I would say the Plantation's probably one that I use the most, but then there's, like some that call for silver rum, some that call for aged rum. What have I been making? I've been making something lately with, when espresso martinis were kind of a big thing, aged rum with that is really good. So I love it. I love a good aged rum with that, with coffee.
So not the Kraken?
I'm not done much with the Kraken.
Am I a Yahoo for liking the Kraken?
I love it.
Is that
I love it with ginger ale, with like a diet ginger ale. Like ginger ale.
Are we showing our
right
or something?
I honestly just don't do much with rum in general. So it's
okay, fair play.
I visited our friends at Tokororo yesterday, and they are up to I think 106 rums on their shelf.
Wow.
They had like every rum you can legally buy in Michigan, and a few that were brought in other ways.
Yeah.
So real quick, explain to Sarah what Tokororo is.
Well, it's actually a Cuban bird, but it's a bar in Eastern Market, Michigan. Eastern Market's like the longest, oldest running continuous farmers market in the country, and it's a great neighborhood. It has amazing bars kind of surrounding it that are kind of legendary bars and restaurants.
Raised barbecue.
Yeah, and
there's usually a guy out front playing a drum kit.
That's Bert's.
Oh, it's Bert's? Not Bert's, right? Bert's. Yeah.
But Tokororo is a dear friend of mine from the years and years in the bar industry. Finally was like, I'm done opening. He's an opener. Guy you hire to open up your bar, your restaurant, and then they fire him as soon as they get rolling and bring in someone else. You know, but he knows that's his job, right?
Yeah.
He opened his own place and just never left.
Yeah.
And it's a great, trendy, kind of cool place, and they're really focused on rums. They want to do a lot of rum cocktails there.
So do you bring your own tiki glass in there too, or?
They're going to graduate to tiki pretty soon once the arcade opens.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we're going to go a little more tiki.
Oh, see, all right. I'm smelling the rum in this more than I smelled the bourbon.
This is a strong rum.
It is a strong. It's a very flavorful rum.
This is different than your average than bourbon.
I was a little worried about that. I was like, oh, maybe I should pull out the Bacardi.
No, this is the right rum.
I see bats.
This is the right rum.
All right. Yeah. All right.
But I'm still getting that fruit, that effervescent, that refreshing feel to it. Even though I can feel the rum.
You feel the rum much more than you felt the bourbon.
Yeah. But I still enjoy the.
And I ain't mad at it.
The refresh. You're not mad at it? No. I still feel the refreshness on it.
This is more of a tiki drink with the rum.
I agree. This should have something burning in it. One of those little things, sage or something you set fire to, and someone should walk up with a squirt bottle, go and hit you in the face with it. Make some rumbling noises with the volcanoes erupting.
Fair enough.
Can you tell I've been to Captain Nemo's at Disney World?
Yeah,
where they do that.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh wow, this is fun.
This one has a different kick to it, and I like it.
Yeah. But you like rum in general, do you not?
I do. I'm not afraid of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like rum and ginger cocktails, like rum and lime.
It's more of a rum forward feel.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I don't do like rum and Coke. To me, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't get it.
Come in a can now.
Yeah, I know. Right? It's awful. Those canned cocktails. We got to do a night of just those canned cocktails and just how saccharine they all are. So many of them are so sweet.
Yeah.
You got to pick let's do margaritas or have you played with any of those pre-canned cocktails? You mess with any of that stuff?
Yeah, I have not met one that I really love so far.
Why on God's
a great
earth
answer.
would you can a Jack and Coke?
Because they want to corner the Coke market. That sounds bad, but they just
it just strikes me as so
like everybody
ludicrous.
was putting lime in their Southern Comfort, so they came up with SoCo and lime. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
But you haven't meant you just don't enjoy the canned version of stuff.
Not everybody likes it in the can, Matt.
So we were talking about with Sarah. We were talking about Toko Roro. Moving along. We mentioned Toko Roro and how he launched bars. You've been working with some bars and doing some photography, because I always rave about your photography on a flavor journal. So a flavorjournal.com. If you just love cool pictures of food and cocktails, she does great photography.
Oh,
so
food porn.
you've been what have you been doing with restaurants of late?
I went to New York recently-ish, and then I shot Babo, Becco. There's like some really cool restaurants that I got to shoot there with beautiful cocktails, and that was really fun. Like just something completely different from the usual. And then this coming week, actually starting tomorrow, I'm shooting a bunch of restaurants and bars kind of just around Kansas City, which is fun. I guess with any of those kind of mid-sized cities, we have a really fun bar scene and a really fun, just like, there's just a little bit of everything. So it's cool to get to know new people and try new cocktails and do all that. But yeah, expanding the photography side of thing has been really cool. It's something I didn't really see coming, but I'm happy that it's happening.
And you said you've helped with a couple of craft recipes for a couple of places?
I do primarily for like brands. Like there's a dairy brand in the Midwest, and then if you ever go to like Chinet, like the paper plate company, their website, a lot of their recipes are ones that I've created for them, and then my photography as well.
All right, so those are more food.
More, yeah.
The stuff you see in the back of the boxes, and they say, "This is how you use our product better." And
that's my goal.
Yeah, okay.
It's online at the moment, but that's my goal.
2 recipes on the back of Mr. Ben's rice. There's 2 of them in there.
Yeah. All right, so that's what you're shooting for. Okay.
So my goal is always to cook something on a Chinet plate and cut through it. So is that what you're trying to avoid?
Yeah. How do you avoid the soak through? How do you avoid the soak through?
I try to make things that are not so sauce heavy, I guess.
There you are.
That sounds like something for research and development.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for she's the other side of that. She's making the good stuff.
All right. So what of the food recipes that you put together, what's one of the ones you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm going to make it again next week at home for me. What's one of the ones that you nailed?
We're not going to turn this into a cooking show and do it here live like we did the cocktails.
We might. I'm bringing a hot plate.
You got a hot plate there. Those are banned, you know.
Okay, we'll let her finish. That's my fault.
Just today, actually, I photographed it's simple stuff, but like buffalo chicken sliders. Like it's a cheddar bacon buffalo chicken mixture, and then I did this like ranch cabbage green onion slaw on top. Like pretty simple, but just fun. And
you had all us white boys at ranch.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I'll go there.
It's my favorite vegetable.
Totally.
And this is why they bring me along.
That's perfect. All right. Yeah.
So the brands that you've been working with Sara, what are some of the next things that you're focused on over the next number of years, or actually over the next year even? What are some of the things you're looking to do?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Right. I know. The ultimate question. I would say my ultimate goal would be to write a small batch recipe cookbook. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my end all be all. Like once that finally happens, I feel like I've checked off a huge box, because it's something that I've had in the back of my head for probably like 7 years now, but it's very time consuming, and I'm like, I'll get to it. So I'm trying to like just kind of finally solidify plans that I've had in place for a long time and just make them happen. So.
Well, not to nerd out with you, but is the cookbook or a subscription service to your recipes online the way to go with it? Yeah, how do you go with that? I mean, it seems like these cookbooks are everywhere.
Yeah, they are. And I think that it's more like, you have to kind of like develop a following of
you gotta get a fan club.
We'll buy something, like that's actually going to be shipped to our house, rather than there's such a huge resource of free online recipes. So it's like, how do you really kind of tap into that? But
it's a physical journal as well that you'd want to keep. Say, hey, these are things that I have, but in the back of the journal, back of the cookbook, there's an additional journal for you, so you can write down and make your own things, right?
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud.
Or when you clip them on the paper, you can tape them in there.
If you haven't noticed, a lot of what we say is we shouldn't even be saying out loud. But
I like this idea, because obviously that's how I started this whole thing. As I would find these recipes on Pinterest, and I was like, that was fine, but like I would probably do this differently. So then I started a flavored journal, because it was like, I'm going to keep a record of what I changed. So that's actually like a perfect combination of how this started and what it maybe should be like.
And then your back end will be your journal.
Yeah.
Yes.
A flavor journal, your journal.
Yeah, and then, your journal. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I like it.
All right. So all you got to do is send us a copy when you print it. That's all. Just send us a PDF. You don't even have to print one. Just
and then the challenge will be each one of us has to make one of the dishes and bring them in here, and we'll taste test that way.
Oh boy.
We're going to do that. It fell apart last summer, but we're going to do a barbecue cook-off.
We're going to do a cook-off.
Bourbon cook-off. Like so we got to make a barbecue.
A rib challenge.
Yes, it was
chicken
a rib
ribs.
Challenge. Yeah.
And then I forgot what we're going to do, but we're going to do a barbecue sauce, but a bourbon based, and then pair it with a bourbon. And the three of us, we're going to do it this summer. It's happening this summer on the deck.
So. All right. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You got to make it to Michigan. I'm telling you.
I'll come up for that. We'll make it a thing.
I don't want to mess with no Kansas City barbecue. They got it.
Yeah.
That's next level over there.
We're spoiled, I feel like.
Yeah, you are.
It's everywhere.
All right. So Sara.
Been there, had it. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you liked it.
The website is simply just
aflavorjournal.com.
Yep, there you go.
Not .net.
Don't forget the A.
Not .gov. Flavorjournal.com. Yes.
Got the real deal. The
University of Michigan.
The
A Flavor Journal.
That's us. That's
Sara,
it's
honestly, it's so good to see you and catch up with you. Honestly,
it's wonderful to meet you. I hope I didn't offend you too much.
Never. Not possible. Nice to meet you.
Sara's got thick skin. Just she's amazing.
This is the worst remake of Three Amigos ever.
I actually just watched that today.
Why did you watch that today? You came right from work. How did you watch Three Amigos today?
I watched it in my head.
I was driving. Oh, mercy sakes.
Sara, it's fantastic to see you. Thank you for being in the man cave with us.
Thanks. We'll do one. Yeah, and you've been so generous with your time with us. We really appreciate all the time that you've spent with us, and thanks again for today.
This is delicious. I really enjoy this.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
I got another one. For the bar cards.
The dish.
Yep. I got the bar cards. I got cards on my bar.
Okay.
All right.
Ones that I will do repeatedly. So, all
Fair.
right, Sarah. Cheers.
Cheers, Sarah.
Cheers.
Great
Thank
to see
you
you.
so
Cheers.
much.
Thanks so much. This is great.
Clink,
Gentlemen.
clink, clink, clink.
Don't go anywhere.
Technical time. Clicking buttons.
Hey.